now let's talk about some special product patterns. We've seen a couple of these already, but kind of in reverse. When we were factoring our quadratics, we had a special form that if we had something squared minus something else squared, we could break it up and not have to do any of our guess and check or other methods of factoring. All we had to do was take the A value and place it in the front, the B value in the back, one's a plus and one's a minus. So we're kind of going in reverse here. The other thing we did is when we were doing completing the square, we started with a perfect square trinomial, and we were able to rewrite that as a binomial squared. And so again, this is just the reverse of that. The one that's new to you is going to be the cube of a binomial, and the cube has this form right here, whether it's a plus or a minus. So let's go ahead and do a couple of example problems. This first one is 4n plus 5 and 4n minus 5, so that is our sum and difference. And so I want to identify what my A and B values are. So my A value is 4n, and my B value is 5. So I'm just going to plug into my special pattern here. I know that I need to square my A term, so I'm going to take 4n and square it. Remember that the squared is part of the original equation. And then I want to subtract my B term. And my B for this is 5, but it's actually subtracting the square of that, so 5 squared. Simplifying this now, we get a final answer. 4 squared is 16, n squared minus 25. Next, we have a square of a binomial. I have 3n plus 2 squared. So again, identify the A and the B value. If you don't need to explicitly write these down, that's fine. I'm just doing it for the purpose of the notes and the visual that it'll give you in your notes so that you know where everything is coming from. And B is a 2. So to follow our pattern, we know that we start out with squaring our A term. So I'm going to have 3n, and that's going to be squared. And then since I have a plus here, I have a plus here. So that's part of the equation. And we're taking 2, multiplying it by the A term of 3n, and multiplying it by the B term of 2. And then finally, we have another plus sign that's built into the equation, and we want to put B squared. So our B term was 2, and we are squaring it as part of the format of this equation right here, B squared. Let's go ahead and simplify everything, get rid of all of these parentheses, multiply anything we can. We're going to get 3 squared is 9, n squared. We have a 2, a 3, and a 2, so that's going to give us plus 12n, and then finally plus 4.